Hey, what's up, guys? Another fighter feature we've got for you. Underground 2 coming up. I'm joined by my man Jeff Hobbs, and we got Josh Delgadillo on the line with us here. Jeff, Josh is a guy that we've really come high on over the last year. He
Yeah,
come in here
for sure.
at the first Valor Underground one, and on short notice. So that immediately was like bonus points in my book because you helped save the day. And then he comes in here and upsets the hometown guy Q2, turns some heads, comes to Knoxville, knocks off Cody Noel, another guy we were high on. So by default, like Josh just took all their shit, and now he's fighting for the strap this weekend.
Man, it was crazy. I mean, listen, no disrespect to Josh, but we get this short notice guy in. He's got an upside down record. Just, it's natural in our business in the way we do things and what you see a lot, you think you know what you're getting. And holy shit, like he comes in like a buzzsaw, knocks off, like you said, Kutu, a hometown guy, and you think, okay, well, he's got his record of 500. I mean, Koo slipped, man, and he underestimated, the situation. Maybe a good win, but maybe it's a fluke. Who knows? Then he comes to Knoxville, like you said, somebody else we're high on, and this dude Josh hits his damn streak right in front of our eyes. And then you kind of maybe do a little more research, and you're going, okay, 2-3, yeah, but let's really dive into his 2-3, and like those weren't just losses to chumps. They, um, really was so much not what his record showed at the time on paper. And man, what a pleasant surprise this guy has become in our area. Again, coming down from Ohio, and his best performances right now are leaving his state and playing these away games in other people's stadiums and backyards and playing his best ball as the away team, man.
Let's jump into it. Josh, thanks for joining us, man. It's fight week.
Absolutely.
We're just a couple days away from weigh-ins. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. The weight cut's going pretty nice. Weighed out earlier about 137.8. Back up at 39, little 8 up, hydrated. Probably closer to 40, really, but gonna do the rest of the cut tomorrow. Do the rest and just probably float the rest. I'll still eat tomorrow and whatnot. Usually I just float the rest. I mean, got it down to a science. So I'm feeling
That's
good, man.
always nice to hear, man. You're training there with Team Chaos, of course, up in Columbus, Ohio. Coach Frank Leslie, we know, and then yeah, I believe he said you guys have joined up with another coach, Chris Miner, that's been helping you guys. Of course, we also high on your, a couple of your teammates, Samaj Portis,
Mhm.
one of the top talents in the amateur division in the
Yes,
nation, and honestly, along
absolutely.
with Corey Delaney, some top guys there that are they're helping you guys get ready for this. Talk about that team there at Team Chaos, man. I brag on you guys pretty much every show because like you guys are always there, kind of the crew's always there together, supporting each other.
Yeah.
You guys don't miss a beat with your training. You're out in the parking lot, fucking doing drills and shit, but you're doing it the right way. It's not like this ragtag independent dude that's just running laps. You guys are down there like putting in the real paces, and like Frank has you guys. He's always got you guys ready.
No, absolutely. No, for sure. We're always getting it in. That's just how I roll. Like, even from taking that short weakness fight, like, I've been on camp. Like, I actually caught COVID after my December fight real bad because I went vegan for like 3.5 months. Then I went back to meat. I think it was a little mix of everything. And then I ended up catching COVID. So I didn't get back into the gym till like January and like the end of January, early February. And then after that, it's been nonstop training. And that's why I was just itching for a fight and came down that week notice fight. So I've been in the gym. So like you said, Jeff was like, "Well, you know what you're kind of get on those week notice fights." But I mean, I've just been training, like you know what I mean, just trying to put my skills to the test and put to the work. So
You've done it the right way, man. You've gone in there with pretty much nothing but killers your entire amateur career, which is the best way, in my opinion, to get ready for pro. When you go pro, you're not going to be seeing guys that you're not ready to see. And this weekend, it's no different, man. You're fighting another tough motherfucker. Emilio Hernandez in front of you, the first ever underground strap. Is that right, Jeff? This is the first ever underground strap
It
going up.
is. Our underground shows, our main event is not a weight class type trophy. We always just If you're in the main event, we feel you deserve a special trophy. So we've done that. This will be the first actual recognized weight class title for the underground.
So which
Nice.
is very cool, and it's a royal purple
It is royal.
belt, which is very very fly, I must say. Let's talk about this matchup. Emilio Hernandez, only 2-0 in MMA, but a highly decorated submission grappler. BJJ black belt, competes all the time in very high level grappling competitions. You've got the edge in MMA experience here, and I just like to get your take on how this bout breaks down because you've shown some well-roundedness out there. You've shown some submission ability, obviously, with the triangle of Q2. You guys shown wrestling. You've shown striking. So, talk about this matchup, man. Like, it's obvious that you got to, watch out for Emilio's grappling, but Emilio's shown some pretty good striking himself. What's your take on this matchup, man?
Um, I'll say just my take on this matchup. I mean, like you said, he's a high level grappler, so I'll have to be watching out for his submission and his whole Brazilian Jiu Jitsu game. I have a background in wrestling, so I know I'll out wrestle him. But what you don't want to do is just wrestle yourself into a position to get submitted. So the game plan really is just to stand up and keep it standing. And if we go to the ground, get up as fast as we can, out wrestle him. And if I see a submission, I'm gonna go for it. You know what I mean? Like, just because I believe he's a black belt, I believe I can go for a submission as well. But yeah, like even I got people here in Ohio and other gyms. It's like, dude, you're fighting Emilio. They watch his stuff all on YouTube and stuff like that. Like they say, he goes these high level Brazilian Jiu Jitsu tournaments and stuff like that. So I really haven't seen him fight, so I don't know what it is, like what his style really is. I just know he's a black belt, and obviously he's 2-0 as an amateur MMA fighter. So I'm sure he's coming to come to bang for sure. I mean, we're fighting for a strap, so I'm looking for a good fight.
5 potential rounds here. Is this be your first time potentially going five, or have you done that before?
No, this is gonna be my first five round fight, so super excited for that. I mean, honestly, I was talking to one of my other teammates, Jaleel Portis and Samaj Portis, like what I said when I came out to Q2. I mean, just because I took it on a short week notice fight, I said, hey, I'm gonna end it in the first round. I really don't know how, but I'm ending the first round, and that's kind of what happened with that submission. And honestly, like I would love to go all 5 rounds, but I would love to end it in the first round again. Like, and what I'm really looking for is looking for a KO. I don't have that actually on my paperwork right now, but I'm looking for a KO. So that's what I see. I'm looking to set it up and make it a highlight reel.
Jeff, what you got, my man?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, Josh, again, I know, like you said, a lot of your friends have done a lot of research on Emilio. I think one of the things, if you've watched his two amateur fights, that you have to be a little impressed with, and because I know we were personally, was usually BJJ players that step over into MMA, you think you know what you're going to get out of them, but you have to have been a little impressed with Emilio's stand up. We were all
Mhm.
impressed when we first saw it that it's just not something we expected. You thought, okay, here's another highly decorated BJJ guy. He's going to go for a quick takedown, but Emilio will oblige you, with the stand up game. Is that something that was surprising to you when you did watch, and research his first two fights?
Honestly, I didn't research his first two fights, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the thing. I left that to coach and everybody else to do that. Like honestly, I can't even find them. Like I like searched it like one time, and then like
Oh
I really
yeah.
didn't go too crazy about it because my thing is like because you like you said you know what you think you're gonna get from a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu guy, and I roll with some high level Brazilian Jiu Jitsu guys too. And when we do MMA striking, I realize that they're more calm and they're gonna throw first because they're so comfortable on the ground. So they're like, I ain't worried about you taking me down because I'm comfortable here. So they tend to play that striking game a lot where they're like, hey, I'll bang with you because if you do take me down, we're gonna get into this grappling situation. So and like I said, I don't really research too many people stuff. Like I watched that. I mean, Coda he on that one fight before I fought him. I checked it out real quick. I went on his page and I literally just saw his highlight reel, kicked the dude to the head, pretty much ended the fight. And I was like, okay, saw enough. Like because you're not gonna get the same person every time, I believe. Because every fight's different. Everyone comes up with a different game plan, and everyone shows up differently. So if I plan to prepare for that same fighter, I'm gonna get a whole different fighter next time, and I'm like, I wasn't ready for that. So I just prepare myself in the gym and just keep training because you don't know who you're gonna get. So like I said, I'm just ready to bang. So honestly, like I said, I haven't seen it, but I just what Corey Delaney, Frank Leslie, and everyone else has been telling me because they watched it, and I believe they were there. Frank was there for one of them, so I know
Hmm.
I was there for the underground one time with Q2, and he was in a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu match, and he did
Yeah.
that flying arm bar on that
Yeah.
one dude. So yeah, that's the only time I've seen him.
Well, so you had a great time. You had to have had a great time last time in Nashville, and now you're headed back. I mean, is Nashville one of these places? Did you enjoy coming? How do you like the city? Is this someplace where you could see Nashville, Tennessee, as being uh, Josh Delgadillo's home away from home kind of thing? Like, did you get to enjoy your time here? Are you going to stay after the fight? There's a Titans game the next day.
Ooh.
I mean, what is it about Nashville? Did you enjoy your time here?
Oh, absolutely. So I actually been on a camper trip like back in high school to Nashville, Tennessee, and I love it. I love your guy, especially on the skyline. You got the bell on the skyline, which is pretty dope because I do like the AT&T building. Looks like a Batman symbol,
Yeah.
so it's pretty dope. And I've been on like I did entrepreneurship a lot, and I've been to events down there, and like you guys are like the first city that I've seen that you guys have like 3-story bars at like in clubs. Like
Yes.
you go all the way up and you go to the rooftop and you can look down on the strip and it's just like, oh, this place is lit. So I've been to Nashville a few times and it's a good vibe. Like honestly, it's a way better vibe than Chattanooga. I didn't get the best
Yeah.
vibe down there, but it was still cool. I had a fun time down there. All right, but Nashville is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I like Nashville.
Well, I've seen it happen a lot of times. Nashville is a hell of a lot funner when you go down there at night with a belt over your shoulder.
Yeah,
I've seen many people hit Second Avenue and Broadway with that over their shoulder, and it sure makes it a hell of a lot funner. So
yeah,
the only unfortunate thing is that there's someone else who wants to go downtown with that belt on their shoulder too. So it's going to be up to you two guys to settle that, man. But amateur main event right before the pros come on. First amateur title, man. It's going to be huge. I just got a copy of the final, kind of event poster and kind of like what the underground does. There's two matches. There's two matches on the main poster. That's the pro main event and the amateur main event. So Ortiz and Tolbert is at the top, and Delgadillo and Hernandez right underneath them, man. So we'll be dropping that poster here in a second, man. So congratulations on getting yourself to this point. Like I said, you've been on a tear in the state of Tennessee here as of late, and so this is. Sometimes I like to say this could be the sleeper, fight of the night. I don't think it's a sleeper. I think everybody's expecting it to be like one of the best high level competitive crowd into it, nonstop cheering, clapping fights on this card, man. It could steal the show. I don't think it's a sleeper, but it could steal the show.
absolutely. I definitely agree. I think a lot of people are looking out for this fight, so I'm excited about it.
Well, Josh, we're gonna let you give some love where it's due out there. Friends, family, training partner, sponsors. Give them some shout outs and let our listeners know and our viewers know where they can follow your social media so you can get them follows up.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys for having me on here. This is pretty dope. I'm gonna say just shout out to everybody that's been supporting me, friends and family, and everybody like that. People that's been sponsoring me. Especially one of my homies just did my meal prep this camp, and I was like switch it up. So shout out to him. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I forget what the last thing was, but oh yeah,
Just your social
oh,
media.
yeah. You can follow me Josh Delgadillo on Facebook or J.
Well, he froze up, so
Oh man.
uh, I'm sure it's I don't know, Jay Delgadillo on something was coming out of his mouth
Yeah, no
next.
doubt, man. We'll have to
Uh,
share that on our social media so Josh can get some likes. Hey, we got through the good stuff there, man. And I'm
yeah,
excited.
we did, we
Uh,
did.
Very well spoken young man, very talented young man, and you can see him this Saturday amateur main event for the first ever Underground Bantamweight Championship, taking on Emilio Hernandez. You can see it on combatcast.tv. You can get your tickets at fightertickswithan.x.com. If you're coming to see Josh, won't you click his name so he gets some credit? Till next time, we'll check you guys out with more interviews on the channel here with Underground 2 coming up. We've got a full preview episode coming up as well. For Jeff Hobbs, we'll see you then.
Yes, sir. See you guys.